Yes, can you see this board?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Any doubt from last class? Or any confusion about pointing vector? So let me summarize everything we have studied so far. Electric field follow Gauss law, which is this, or the same thing in integral form is E dot ds over a closed surface is equal to q epsilon naught. What is S? What is Q? Right. So these two things are equivalent. Or not only this, electric field or electrostatic field. We have zero, but if field is not electrostatic, then this quantity is not zero. This is equal to minus del V by del T. What is this? Faraday's law. What is the integral form of this? Over a closed loop is equal to minus del phi by del T. The induced EMF is equal to the rate of change of flux. Right? Same thing for magnetic field. Del cross B is equal to J. What is J? A steady current. But if we also have non-steady current, then we have one more quantity. Right? And this epsilon naught del E by del T is called displacement current. Okay. What is the integral form of it? So this quantity is equivalent to loop integral of magnetic field is equal to mu naught I plus ID. What is I? Conventional current. Conventional current means which is due to flow of charges, like the current that flow in the wire. But we can also have a current without charges as well. Charges के बिना भी current flow हो सकता है, and that is called displacement current. One very simple, very intuitive example is this capacitor charging by a battery. So in this wire, what we have? Conventional current. But between these plates, there is no conventional current. There is no flow of charge. But there is still a current. Why it is there? Because the electric field between these two plates is changing with time, and that change with time, that change of electric field is equivalent to this current, right? That is why if you apply some ampere meter in this circuit, you will show some deflection in this ampere meter. Okay. What else we have? Del dot B is equal to 0. Divergence of magnetic field is always 0 in all cases. So these four equations or their integral version, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. These four equations are called Maxwell's equations. Okay. So whatever you want to study regarding electric field and magnetic field, you will need to solve these four equations. Electromagnetic field और waves और radiations कुछ भी आपको स्टडी करना है, दिस इज द स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट. ये चार इक्वेशंस हैं जहां से आपको स्टार्टिंग करनी है. एंड इफ यू ऐड दिस वन आल्सो, this deals with the mechanical part of the science, means movement of particles. And this defines the motion of waves or electromagnetic waves. So these four equations along with this fifth equation is the complete science. ये पांच equations आपके पूरे साइंस को ड्राइव करती हैं, पूरे साइंस को कंट्रोल करती हैं. Now physics है, chemistry, math, bio, not math, bio, everything is controlled by these five equations. जितना ही physics आपने पढ़ा है या आगे पढ़ेंगे, सब इन्हीं फाइव इक्वेशंस के आगे पीछे ही है. So you can see these are very simple looking, they are first order equations and they control every aspect of physics. Apart from that, what we have studied, energy stored in electric field, it is half epsilon naught E square d tau over the universe. In magnetic field, it is and the flow of energy, if this energy is changing with time, the flow is given by this. Per unit area per second is equal to E cross H is equal to mu naught E cross B, right? So in which direction energy is going or energy किधर को कम या ज़्यादा हो रही है, everything will be given by this quantity, and this is called Poynting vector. Okay, so this defines the flow of energy. That quantity will be clear to you when we will discuss numerical on this. इसमें जो न्यूमेरिकल्स डिस्कस करेंगे तब आपको इसका मीनिंग और सही से समझ में आएगा. Now let us utilize this toolbox to deal with or to define EM waves. Or electromagnetic waves. right? But before we define electromagnetic waves, let us discuss in some more detail what is waves. So can anyone describe what do we mean by wave? Wave actually है क्या?
Continuous flow of particles.
It's a movement of particles, but wave can exist without particles as well. Wave particles की बिना से exist कर सकती है.
Wave is a disturbance which carry energy.
So when we say wave, the sense of complete definition is something like movement of fluctuations or movement of, let us say, fluctuations. Okay, I mean something is fluctuating and that fluctuations are moving in a directions. Now the fluctuations can be made of particles, means particles are fluctuating, or it may be without particle as well. Maybe energy is fluctuating. Okay, so it's like at some point of time, at this point we have the highest energy and there is no presence of energy anywhere. At some later point of time we get a peak of energy here and not here. So it look like a energy profile is moving in this direction. कुछ समय पहले यहाँ पे आपको कुछ एनर्जी का प्रेजेंस हुआ था. लेट अस से यू आर मेजरिंग इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड, आपने यहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड की स्ट्रेंथ ज़्यादा मेजर करी एंड आफ्टर सम टाइम आपने इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड यहाँ पे ज़्यादा देखा. सो इट लुक लाइक इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इज गोइंग इन दिस डायरेक्शन, राइट? सो वेव कैन बी due to particles if they are fluctuating, and if something else is fluctuating, it is a wave of those corresponding to those things, right? So how do we describe these waves? इनको describe कैसे किया जाए? Obviously, depending on type of fluctuations, and we usually categorize these waves in two types: transverse, longitudinal. Transverse wave means fluctuations are going in this direction, but they are changing in these directions. For instance, let us take a rope and tie it from this end. If you give a up or down push to this rod, to this rope, this will fluctuate like this. At some time t, this is the rope. Let us say this is t is equal to 3 p.m. After some time, this is the situation of rope. This is t is equal to 30000, let us say 10. After some 10 millisecond, after some more time, this is the status of the rope. What is the time here? 20. So you can see the particles of this rope are moving in this direction. Either they are going up or going down, but this fluctuation is going along horizontal axis, right? So particles are moving in vertical directions. Yes.
Sir, what is that 3000010?
So this is our minute, second, millisecond. Okay. So this is the time. At some time 3, or you can say t is equal to 0 here, t is equal to 10 millisecond here. This is t is equal to 20 millisecond. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
But t is equal to 0 is just your perception. That's why I'm writing exact time. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So what I am trying to say here is the exact movement of particle is in the vertical directions, but the fluctuation is going along horizontal axis. This is transverse wave, where exact movement of particle is one direction, but the wave is in some other direction. What about longitudinal wave? In this case, both the things are in same direction. Like take a case like this. This is a rigid wall, and we make a spring like this. जैसे आपने हीटर का कॉइल देखा है, something like that. Okay. So let us say there are 100 tons per centimeter. So if I take anywhere a length of 1 centimeter, I will roughly get 100 tons. Now let us assume that I apply a small pulse of force at some time t is equal to 0. t is equal to 0 पे आपने एक छोटा सा force लगाया और हटा लिया. What will happen? The spring right here will compress. Will compress means you will get roughly, let us say, 300 tons per centimeter in this small region, and obviously number of tons are somewhat less here. So t is equal to 0 means you have a compressed spring and you have uncompressed spring here. But after some time t is equal to 10 millisecond, what you will see? Spring here is uncompressed, but you will get a compressed spring somewhere here. Spring यहाँ पे तो compress नहीं है, but यहाँ पे compress हो गया. At t is equal to 20 millisecond, you will see this component of the spring or of this coil is compressed and there is no compression anywhere. So what do we see? The fluctuation. What do we mean by fluctuation? This high density point. This is moving along the horizontal axis. And the actual movement of particles, actual movement of component of spring, that are also moving either in this direction or in this direction. So actual movement of particle and movement of wave, both is in the same direction. Same direction means this horizontal axis. Such waves are called longitudinal waves. Right now, we are going to discuss in detail transverse waves. Okay. These are easy to study, that's why. Otherwise, whatever phenomena that we describe here, same will also appear in this wave. तो जो भी कुछ transverse wave में होता है वो longitude में भी prove कर सकते, but here calculations are difficult because all the things are moving in same direction. Here calculations are not that difficult, right? So let us discuss in detail what is transverse wave, and once we can discuss wave, then we can come to electromagnetic waves. So how do we describe waves, or how do we write in equations in mathematics? Best example is to take a standard case and study that case. So one standard case is this. Transverse wave in a rope. So when you pass a transverse wave in a rope, the rope will look like this, right? So let me take a small piece of this rope. I'm going to consider only this small piece. And let me plot this small piece of rope here. Let us say this is that piece of rope. Okay. ऐसा नहीं है rope यहाँ पे नहीं है. There is rope here also, but I'm just going to concentrate on this much part. मैं सिर्फ इतने पार्ट का मोशन स्टडी करना चाहता हूँ. Since I just took any part, मैंने कोई स्पेशल पार्ट तो लिया नहीं है. If I can study this small part, I can study the full row. यदि स्मॉल पार्ट को डिस्कस कर सकते हैं तो पूरी रो भी डिस्कस हो जाएगी, राइट? So let me take only this part. This is some position x. This is some position, क्या नाम रखना इसका, x plus delta x. If this is y is equal to fx, what is this? F
X plus delta x.
right? कैसे इसका मोशन आप डिस्क्राइब करेंगे? It's a mechanical object. You can see this object, and whenever you have mechanical object, क्या आप करेंगे?
Sir, we use displacement and time as constraints.
Some force is there on this piece of rope. Put that force here. There is some movement in this rope. Put that movement here. Solve this equation. You will get the answer, right? So let us see all these things one by one. What is the force on this rope? So force on this rope, obviously we will have to look at the microscopic level now. Microscopic level means, so you can consider this rope consists of very small pieces, right? And they are connected to each other. They are connected means, if this piece is going downward, ये piece downward क्यों जाएगा? Because this piece is applying a force in this direction, and this piece, the other piece on the right hand side, is applying a force on this direction. Under the combined effect of these two, motion of this piece will decide whether to go downward or upward. इन दोनों के फोर्स से डिसाइड होगा कि ये पीस नीचे को जाएगा या ऊपर को जाएगा, राइट? सो देयर इज ए टेंशन इन दिस स्ट्रिंग. इस स्ट्रिंग में एक टेंशन है. On this side, that tension is coming from this part of rope. On this side, tension is coming from this part of rope. And difference of these two tensions will describe the movement of this small piece. So let me describe those tensions here. Let us say it is T on this side, or T1 on this side. It is, let us say, T2 on this side. Okay. This T1 and T2 will decide what will happen to this. Let us say this angle is theta2. Let us assume this angle is from the horizontal. It is theta1. Okay. Anything else?
Sir?
Yes.
So that tension will be approximately constant, no sir, along the string.
So tension will be constant or tension may change, huh?
Sir, tension will be approximately constant along the string, sir, because
yes,
we are considering very small portion.
Right. But my question is, when do you assume constant tension in the rope and when do you assume non-constant tension in the rope? और मैं आपसे एक बहुत सिंपल क्वेश्चन ये पूछता हूँ. This is lenter or a support. There is a rope, and this rope is not massless. Massless नहीं है. Mass तो है इस rope का. And you apply a 5 kg mass to it. Do we have same tension in this rope at all the point?
No sir. Okay.
Let us say the mass of this rope is 10 gram per centimeter. क्या same tension होगा?
No sir, tension is increasing.
Tension
with
is
respect to length.
We have some mass here, right? And if we have some mass of this string, no matter how small, because Obviously it has some finite size, 0 तो नहीं है ना, and that is why these two tensions are not same. Tensions same तो नहीं होंगी, but I agree T1 may be nearly equal to T2.
Yes, sir, approximately.
But T1 is not equal to T2. And how much is the difference? That will depend on how heavy or how large is the mass of this piece. Density ज़्यादा होगा तो T1 T2 का difference भी ज़्यादा होगा. Now we are saying, so what are the assumptions here? Realistic situations को deal करना मुश्किल है. क्या assumptions आप लेने वाले हैं यहाँ पर? Flexible string. Flexible means you can stretch this string if you want. Or I mean there is no rigid point in this string. ऐसा कोई point नहीं है जहाँ से उसको bend ना कर सकते हो या जहाँ पे behavior different हो. It has uniform density throughout the string. Second,
sir, the amplitude is small with respect to length of the string. Amplitude of the pulse.
Why do you want amplitude to be small? कोई बचे?
Don't know the reason.
Let us see whether we really need small amplitude or not. Small amplitude हमको चाहिए या नहीं, ये भी decide करना होगा. Second, we are saying that there are transverse waves in this string. हम transverse waves study कर रहे हैं. So first of all, let us see what actually do we mean by transverse waves. Transverse waves कह तो दिया, मतलब क्या हुआ इसका? So how much is the movement along the vertical axis? Vertical axis में कितना movement है? This much, right? What is the length of string? String का length कितना है? This is delta L, right? So first of all, calculate how much is the length of string here. This is delta x. ये लेंथ कितना होगा? कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे आप? fx plus delta x minus fx, right? So how much is delta y? Delta L square is delta x square plus delta y square. What is delta y? Right? यही है ना? What is the height here? Fx plus delta x. What is the height here? Fx. So let us see how much it is. If we do a Taylor expansion, what we get? Fx plus del f over del x delta x, and there are other terms also, उसको नहीं लिख रहे हैं अभी, minus fx, sorry. Okay. So what we get? क्या मिला आपको? And square also. This cancels, and this is nearly equal because we are ignoring other terms. Del f over del x whole square, let me write it 2 times, into delta x, right? This is delta L square, delta x into delta x, or delta x square, nearly equal delta x square 1 minute, guys. I can write it as a delta F because what I need 1 minute, guys, 1 minute. Delta F del F over del X. Okay, and delta X also. Delta X out. Delta L.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, before you cancel some delta x, no, sir, we can do like that.
No, I mean, there is a purpose of calculating delta X, delta L. We can do it many ways, but it depends on which method you prefer.
Okay, sir.
If I do it this way, it will be quite complicated. Let me see what I done last time. So delta L square is nearly equal to this. Right? Or delta L is delta X square can be taken out and it is delta X. And what we have inside 1 plus del F by del X square to the power half, right? Nearly equal. They are not exactly equal. Let us solve this again. Taylor expansion or binomial expansion, whatever it is. 1 by 2 del F over del X square plus many other terms. अभी higher order में नहीं जा रहे हम. There is some error due to all these things, but let us take those errors. Let us ignore those errors for now. So this is delta L, nearly equal, not exactly, plus half delta F by delta X 2 times and this delta X here, right? What I calculate is this. क्या है ये? Delta L minus delta X. Let us see क्या है ये? So when this string was horizontal, जब ये string horizontal था, किसी moment of time पर रहा होगा, then what was the length of this string? Delta X. But since this is a flexible string, when it got tension from these two ends, its length has now changed, right? And its length has increased from delta X to delta L, right? So in this process, transverse movement कितना है? Delta y. और longitudinal movement कितना है?
Delta x.
No.
Sorry,
L
delta L minus
X.
delta x.
Longitudinal movement is Final length is delta L. Initially it was delta X.
Delta L minus delta X.
What is transverse movement?
Delta Y.
Delta Y, which is this delta F, right? What is delta Y? Del Y by del S is delta F, right? So what we want, we do not want longitudinal movement, but we want transverse movement. So क्या conditions, क्या assumptions आपको रखने होंगे string पर कि longitudinal movement आप avoid कर सकें, but transverse movement allow करें.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, how did we consider that delta L will be longitudinal displacement after subtracting from delta X? Cannot we assume that delta L is transverse movement?
No. Okay, so think of it like this. The perfect situation is this. कि जब string horizontal था, it has delta X length, and when it got tension, it becomes inclined like this. Then it becomes delta L. This is a perfect theoretical assumption. There is no movement in the longitudinal direction. ये end अपना इस line पर है, ये end अपना इस line पर है. But in reality, this is not the situation. When string come back, हो सकता है ये delta L कम ना हो. So in reality, what situation do we have? This is the delta L. Now it is coming back, and it may be like this. डेल्टा एक्स इनिशियल था, जब कम बैक हुआ तो डेल्टा एल या हो सकता थोड़ा कम रह जाए, बट देयर इज ए लॉन्गिट्यूडनल फ्लो एज वेल. थोड़ा सा लॉन्गिट्यूडनल फ्लो भी इस इक्वेशन, इस मूवमेंट में होगा. एंड व्हाट इज द मैक्सिमम वैल्यू ऑफ दैट लॉन्गिट्यूडनल मूवमेंट? मैक्सिमम इतना हो सकता है, हम ये नहीं कह रहे इतना ही होगा, बट दिस इज द अपर लिमिट, राइट? यदि आपका स्ट्रिंग का ये एंड हमेशा इस प्लेन में रहे, स्ट्रिंग का ये एंड हमेशा इस प्लेन में रहे, there is no longitudinal shift. But do we have such a good behavior of string in real life?
No,
क्या
sir.
ये एंड हमेशा एक ही प्लेन में रहता है? When you make a wave in this string, क्या ये पॉइंट हमेशा perfectly vertical रहता है?
No, sir.
It moves like this. It moves on a curve, right? So there is some longitudinal shift. उसका एग्जैक्ट वैल्यू आप शायद ना कैलकुलेट कर पाए. वी आर जस्ट लुकिंग ऑन सम बाउंड्स ऑफ इट. हम भी उसके कुछ बाउंड्स देख रहे हैं. दिस इज द मैक्सिमम वैल्यू दैट इट कैन हैव. सो जो आप कह रहे हैं एम्पलीट्यूड कम होना चाहिए, दैट थिंग कम्स फ्रॉम हियर. ओके, सो वी डू नॉट वांट दिस लॉन्गिट्यूडनल शिफ्ट. इसको कम करने के लिए क्या कम करना होगा? दिस del f and del x must be small, right?
Yes, sir.
And how do you make del f by del x small? Del f by del x है क्या? The inclination of this string. So string जितना ज्यादा inclined होगी, longitudinal error उतना ही ज्यादा बढ़ेगा, right? Or this theta 2 or theta 1 must be
Small.
small. That is why you say that amplitude should be small. यदि string बहुत inclined ही नहीं होगी, then there is not much longitudinal shift, right? So the assumption that you said, or any one of you say, that amplitude must be small, that is coming from this fact that we are mostly interested in the transverse wave. Because if you allow large amplitude, then you are also allowing some error in the longitudinal side. Okay. So my delta f by delta x must be small, or theta 1 theta 2 must be small. Or let me write the mathematical essence of this. Sin theta 1 nearly equal to theta 1, sin theta 2 nearly equal to theta 2, nearly equal to tan theta 1, nearly equal to tan theta 2, and obviously cos theta 1 is nearly equal to 1, cos theta 2 is nearly equal to 1. This is what we mean by small amplitude. Anyway, done. Now we can solve it. कैसे solve करना है? Take the force, take the motion of this string, and just equate these two equations. So let us see what are the forces here. Force क्या क्या पहले वो discuss करते हैं. Horizontal component of force. Let me write on the next page. So horizontal component of forces. We have T2, and the component along horizontal axis is cos theta T2, right? This is on the right hand side. Left hand side में कितना है? This one minus T1 cos theta 1. If these two forces are not equal, then we will have a net right side movement. But we do not want any right side movement. These two forces jointly must be 0. There is only transverse movement, right? So what does it mean?
So it means theta 1 and theta 2 are equal and T1 equals to T2.
Right? But T2 is also nearly equal to T1, right? The tensions in terms of magnitude are not much different. वो पहले भी clear था हमको. If we have a small piece and density is uniform, there is not much change here. But there is a movement in vertical. Vertical में proper movement है. There we cannot ignore anything. So what is the upward force? Top force कितना है? T2 sin theta 2. Downward force T1 sin theta 1. So let me write it equal to T. So T sin theta 2 is upward. T sin theta 1 is downward. This is the net force, and this string will move according to this force. कितना mass है इस string में? Yes.
Is the string massless?
Spring has mass. Massless का तो movement possible ही नहीं है.
तब तो सर mg फैक्टर भी आएगा ना.
What is the mass of this spring or this string? If density is rho kilogram per meter, what is the length? Delta x. इतना mass है. What is the acceleration? This is. Okay. So this is the equation that we have to solve. ये equation आपको solve करना है. Now sin theta 2 is nearly equal to tan theta 2. Sin theta 1 is nearly equal to tan theta 1 is equal to rho delta x del 2 f by your f. whatever you want to write. Okay, what is tan theta 2? Tan theta 2 क्या होगा?
Theta 2.
The slope of the string at this point, यहाँ पे क्या slope है? Tan theta 1 slope at this point, right? What is the slope of the string at a point? X पर क्या slope है? Del f by del x. What is the slope at this point, x plus delta x? Del over del x of x plus delta x. ये कोई कर्व है, आपको इस पॉइंट पर स्लोप निकालना होता है. कैसे पता करते हैं क्या स्लोप है? टेक द डेरिवेटिव ऑफ दिस कर्व एट दिस पॉइंट. वही हम भी कर रहे हैं, राइट? t. Tan theta means the slope, right? Guys, just few seconds. Okay, done. So what we write now? इसको सही करना होगा. So del f over del x plus del 2 f over del x square delta x minus del f over del x. This cancels. Let us bring t from this side to this side. Delta x cancel with this delta x. What we get? A equation like this. Second derivative of function with respect to x is equal to some constant. It depends on the parameter of string, obviously, into this. क्या है ये? Differential equation for wave motion. For string, we have this constant rho by t. If we have some other thing, कहीं और कुछ हम कहीं और से बना रहे होते हैं, in general we will get an equation like this: del 2f by del x square is equal to some constant c del 2f by del t square, right? What is the physical meaning of c? ये इक्वेशन देखा है आपने पहले कभी इस तरह का?
मैथमेटिक्स में देखा है.
Sorry?
मैथमेटिक्स में देखा है, वेव इक्वेशन कहते हैं इसे.
Right. So this is a equation of wave. See, we did not. क्या हमने कहीं भी कहा ये सिंपल हार्मोनिक मोशन है? क्या कहीं भी हमने ऐसा कुछ एज्यूम किया है?
No, sir.
No. Right? All we are assuming that a string is moving according to some force. That's it. And we get this equation, right? So if we have exactly that rock, put density here, put tension here, we get that constant also. If we can study this case also, हम इसको भी study कर सकते हैं. The spring is connected here, and we will get a similar equation. इसी तरह का equation फिर से मिलेगा आपको. Obviously, this number will change now. That will depend on this spring. So in general, we will have some number here. Now, what is the physical meaning of this number? इसका physical meaning क्या होगा इस number का? Let us see, उसको भी डिस्कस कर सकते हैं. This equation will tell us if we have a wave motion, what does it really mean? Let us say we have this, not this, sorry. A wave is moving like this. This is the scenario at some time. किसी एक टाइम पर ये scenario है wave का. Let us say this is this wave. Okay, let us say this is t is equal to 0 scenario. If this is a wave, what does it really mean? After some time, let us say this is x and this is y. Okay. So after some time, the wave will look like this. Same x-axis, same y-axis. But the wave will be not here. It will be here. Right? This is t is equal to some other time. What does it mean? Any position, let us say this position, जो किसी टाइम t पर थी, f at some position x and at some time t will be equal to what? At some later time t plus t2 at some later time, let us say that later time is t plus some other time t2 and position x plus vt2. Agree? So let us say this is time t. This is time t and this is t plus t2. And if wave has velocity v, यदि इस wave की velocity v है, then how much is the separation between these 2 points? यहाँ से यहाँ तक पहुँचने wave को कितना टाइम लगेगा? v t2. So t पर x and t पर जो y पोजीशन थी, सेम पोजीशन y पर फिर से मिलेगी at this instant, right? And this condition must be followed by this equation also. ये condition इस equation को भी follow करनी चाहिए. Let us see what we get. So let me write it like this. X और t पर जो situation था, that situation should be same as 0 टाइम पर, और 0 टाइम पे वेव कहाँ रही होगी? x minus vt पर, right? Agree?
Sir,
Yes.
small words.
Yes.
Sir, are you saying that the peak of both the waves should be at the same position after some time, sir?
No.
Or
It is same wave. In the first graph, I am representing the wave at time t. ये जो wave का graph है, this is at time t, and this is the same wave, but now at time t is equal to t plus t2. Okay, so this is x, this is y, this is x, this is y. Since time is now changing, I am redrawing same graph at different time. All I am saying that if I focus on this point on a wave, now this fluctuation is moving along x-axis, right?
yes, sir.
Let us say this fluctuation was at a height y, right?
Yes, sir.
Now this fluctuation I will see again, but where? At this position of x and at this time, right? Because
Yes.
wave is moving by this speed. Or in mathematics, the point which I get at time t and at position x, I will also get same point at time t2 at this position, right?
So
Or,
can we also write y of x comma t equals to y of x plus vt comma t plus t?
okay. So let us say there is a wave motion in a string. This is a string, okay? Let me show you by some, or if I have, I can show you here also. So in which direction is this wave moving? Or no, not this. So what is the direction of this wave? Can you guess?
Yes, sir.
Is it moving left to right or right to left? What is the direction of this wave?
Nothing can be said, sir.
Hmm?
Both direction both the
Can you see this wave? क्या आप देख पा रहे हैं इसको?
Yes, sir.
What is the direction, left to right or right to left?
Left to right.
Left to right. How do you know it is from left to right? कैसे पता चला है left to right?
So by seeing that wavelength part, like blue lines are there, they are
Focus on any of the height. Let us focus on the highest point. Then you can see this highest point is moving towards right. Or you can focus on the lowest point. This lowest point is moving towards right. Or you can focus on any point at a particular height. You can see that point is moving in the right side. Okay. Now what I'm saying is this. These points are moving. Let us say I focus on this point. At some time t is equal to 3 p.m. The location of highest point was this. X is equal to 1 meter. So at t is equal to 3 p.m. and at x is equal to 5 meter, let us say this I measure from this point. This is the location of highest point, right? Now please tell me, if this point, this highest point is moving towards right with a velocity v, where will be the position of this highest point at 3:00 p.m. plus 5 second or plus 2 second? इस टाइम पर ये पॉइंट कहाँ मिलेगा? What is the x now?
x will be 5 plus vt, which is
5 plus bt2.
Sir, 5 plus vt2, yes, sir.
That's what I'm saying. Now this fxt is what? This is y, right? This is the height. So this height and this height are same, right? X plus vt2, t plus t2, right? That's what I'm saying here.
Yes, sir. Their
Okay.
heights are equal, yes, sir.
Or same thing is here. If the point you are focusing is at x at time t, that point was also there at time t0 and x minus vt distance on the left, right? So, and obviously this wave motion must satisfy this equation. I need, I think, 2 minutes. So if you do not have any class, should we finish it? Or
Sir, finish it.
okay,
1-2 minutes. Okay.
Yes.
all right. So now let me call it some other function for a moment. Okay, just to avoid any confusion. So whether it is f or whether it is g, या तो f हो या g हो, both must satisfy this equation, right? So let us see what we get. So let me solve it here. Del 2g upon del x square is equal to some constant del 2g upon del t square, right? Right. Okay. Now del y del x, del g by del x is equal to c del y del t, del g by del t. Del g by del x, इसको भी लिखना पड़ेगा. We will have to write it again. Del g by del w into del w by del x, right? Same here. Del g by del w by del t. Okay. So what we get? Del g by del w is how much? Whatever. We do not know. It depends on the functional form of the wave. What is del w by del x? So w is x minus vt, right? So del w by del x is simply 1. Nothing to worry about here. C del g by del w by del t is minus b. So minus here, b here. Okay. There is one more difference here. Again, do the same thing. Del upon del w, del g by del w, and del w by del x. And this will be equal to del 2g by del w square. On the right hand side, same thing. Del y del t, this thing, into del w by del t. But here we will again get a minus b. So we will get c b square del 2g by del w square. This cancels. What does it mean? The constant has to be equal to what? This constant has to be equal to 1 upon b square. So this is the perfect equation of wave. C को हटाइए यहाँ से. Put 1 by b square. Okay. Now what is b? Now we know the physical meaning also. Okay. So if you have any functional form of f, put it here. If that satisfies this form, that's a wave. And if you get some constant here, you can also find the velocity of the wave. So let me stop here. This is a general wave equation. जो भी equation इसको follow करता है, that is a wave. वो wave ही है. Now, what is the electromagnetic wave? Electromagnetic waves क्या है? That we will discuss in the next class.
Sir,
Okay. Yes.
so can you please go to the differential part again?
Where in the? You mean this one?
That GW, that part.
This one.
Yes, sir. So the third last step, can you please explain that? That
You mean this step?
So please highlight.
So there is nothing. See, G is a function of W. W is a function of X and time. Now, what is given to you? This equation says that differentiate with respect to x. But x के respect में कैसे करेंगे? How will you differentiate with respect to x? Obviously, first differentiate with respect to w, because d depends on w, right? Now differentiate w with respect to x. Okay. If you have these kind of functions, let us say f is a function of x and y, and x and y both are some function of time, and someone asks you to calculate df upon dt, what will you do? F depends on x and y, and x and y depends on time. So obviously you can calculate this, but how will you calculate? One approach is put that function of time here and make f completely a function of time. Or second approach is don't do that much. This is differentiate with respect to x, and now x with respect to time. Differentiate with respect to y, and now del y by del t. Same thing we are doing here. We are first differentiating with respect to w, then with respect to x. Here, what is being asked? Calculate with respect to time. So what we do? See, first with respect to w, what is inside? Minus b del g by del w. Now with respect to time, what is this quantity equal to? Minus cv del 2g by del w square. Del w by del t is minus v. It means minus cancels and v square. Okay. So this thing is equal to del 2g by del w square. That's it.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, here you are doing 2 times no sir differentiation.
Yes, there are two differentiations.
So let us say so if suddenly it becomes 0 for the first time, then it will not be a wave, no sir.
Yes, if first derivative becomes 0, then it's not a wave.
Okay, sir. That means again that first derivative should also be continuous, no?
Right. First derivative must exist, it must be continuous.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
And obviously, first derivative does not exist. It does not follow Newton's equation, and there is no wave then. There is no motion actually then.
Yes, sir.
Right. So let me end it here. And if you still have doubt, I will deal with them in the next class.
Thank you, sir.
So what is the time for tomorrow's quiz? Is it 12?
12 in noon.
Okay, sir.
शिवलाल जी क्लास खत्म हुई है, अभी आ रहा हूँ थोड़ी देर में.